So welcome back. We are so glad you could join us. Our thought behind Sensational Sisterhood Sundays is to introduce the writers of We Are His Daughters on a more personal level, to kind of put a voice behind the writer. And I've been waiting in anticipation to meet with writer Sarah Walker. Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
She is the pen behind Saturdays with Sarah. Now, I know a little bit about you, Sarah, just a little bit, but I am so thankful to be able to sit with you and learn more about you and meet you person to person. So I'm so glad that you could join us. Now, I feel like we have quite a bit in common. It's so funny because when we came in, we actually have the same purse, the same color, and everything. But I recognize that you're a county girl, so you grew up in the county, and you still live in the county.
I'm back in the county, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Would you consider yourself a county girl?
Yeah. We left here and we went to Sudbury, which is one of the major cities in the north, and it was fine, but I'm definitely like a small town or like country girl for sure. It's nice to be back home into this like type of environment again.
Yeah, good, very good. And you're a wife?
I am. I've been married to Chris for almost 7 years, just in a few months. Yeah, we have 2 kids.
Yeah.
We have Kaylee, who is 4, and we have Matthew, who is 2.5.
Great.
And they keep me on my toes.
For sure.
They are.
For sure. And that's another thing we have in common.
Yeah.
And you're a stay-at-home mom now. Did you work outside of the home?
Yeah, I was a massage therapist for 7 years.
Okay.
And then when my daughter came, I took a year off. And at the end of that year, we decided that I was going to stay home until the kids got into school.
Great.
Yeah.
And how's that going?
It's good. I love it. Yeah. I love being at home with them. But they're both almost in school, so we'll see what's next.
So that might change then.
Yeah, I can't see myself staying at home once they're in school. I can't sit still too long, which is great for right now because I'm constantly running after 2 small people.
Right. Excellent. And you are a runner. Woohoo, runners. Yeah. And I'm a runner too, so that's
okay. Yeah.
So the one thing though I don't have in common with you is your love for cooking. So I can't say that I love to cook, but
I do. I don't love baking.
Okay.
No, I hate making cookies and pies, but I like just actual making dinners is good.
For you. That's great. That's one thing we don't have in common. Well, I just love your posts. I really find myself relating to a lot of the things that you've written. And I pulled up some of my very favorite ones. Okay. Probably on the top of the list there is Where's the Love? I love that post, and I just found myself really relating to that. A Myth About God's Will. I really enjoyed that one, and it was so timely because I was reading it and sort of going through the similar things, and it just gave me confirmation. Yeah, so it's a great post. And The Shame Game is another favorite. And then Our Daughters Will Be Like Pillars, and that's one I'm going to kind of tuck away and share with the girls later on.
That's nice.
So, yeah, so I love your posts. I love your writing, and I feel like you just understand me, and I'm sure lots of readers feel that way, that there's an understanding there. So how long have you been writing for We Are His Daughters?
I started the end of last July, I think.
Okay.
Mandy had asked me to fill in just for a short time. So I said yes, and I made it through the time that I was supposed to, and I was getting anxious for the end. I was like, okay, I'm almost done, and I was counting down the posts.
Right.
And I was talking to a friend, and she said, oh, I so see you as a writer. And I said, well, I'm just doing this for now, but I said, my time's coming to an end. And I said, this is not who I am. And she said, I don't know, I wouldn't say that. She said, don't say that too quickly. Okay. And then within 30 seconds, Mandy messaged me and asked me to go on full time.
Wow.
And then I went, it was just so timely for someone to send me a message saying, I see you as a writer, and don't write it off too soon. I see this for you. And then she messaged me, and since I've kind of taken that step of faith and said, okay, I'll do it, it's gotten easier. The topics come easier now, and the writing process is easier.
It's easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for you. That's great. And that's how you got started then.
That is.
So you write once a week? And it's called Saturdays with Sarah. Yeah, I love that. It's great. It's very catchy, very catchy. So let's talk about your post, like your particular post. So a question for you is, could you talk about a post that was the hardest for you? Now, it could have been hard because you just didn't even know what to say that week and you just couldn't come up with something. Or it was hard because you put it out there and then you weren't really sure how people were going to respond. Or it was hard because you were just it was so vulnerable. You kind of, you know, just were really honest and very transparent, and it was hard for you. So do you have a post that stands out to you as your hardest post to have written?
There's some that stand out to be like harder than others. They're all hard. Every week is hard. Sometimes the writing doesn't come together the way that I want it to, and it seems hard. A lot of times I'm like sharing a part of who I am, and that's hard. Like, it's hard to like put yourself out there and just go, anyone can read this.
True. It's true.
So that is probably the hardest. Like with the one where you're talking about one of your favorites is like, I share part of my testimony.
Right.
And you go like, that's part of my story that makes me emotional. Like even just writing it, where's the love? Even just like writing that one, like I'm like crying during it, and so some of them are definitely like, it's scary to like know that people I know are gonna read it, and even I'm surprised in all the people that I don't know all these people, and they're like reading my stuff. So that's those are the hardest, I think. The personal ones are probably the hardest ones.
Sure, yeah. And sort of along that same line, what post would you say was most influential? So it could have been you got, you know, a whole slew of comments back, or it could have been one person commented, but you knew, you know, somehow the Lord used that post, those words, to really change their heart. So do you have a particular post that you found to be very influential?
There have been a few that surprised me. Just going to check on it later and seeing how many people have shared something that I've written is always just like, it's amazing. But I think every single week that I put stuff out there and I get likes or comments, I'm just blown away that anybody's even reading it. Because I feel like when I started, I was like, God, no one's gonna read my stuff anyway. But now that it's like, you know, it's been kind of growing, and it's I just find every week amazing. Yeah, great. Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you. Well, this is part of the interview, or our time together here. We play the game, so no worries. So I'm going to give you don't peek, Sarah.
I can't see that.
See it. Oh, good.
No.
Okay. So I'll give you a choice, okay? And then you just tell us what your choice is. Okay. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. So coffee or tea?
I would say coffee. Okay. But I'm trying to get rid of coffee, so I will choose tea.
Oh, okay. All right. Bye-bye, coffee. A summer or winter vacation?
Oh, summer.
Summer. That was quick.
There's, no question. I hate winter.
Okay.
Yeah, summer.
All right. For you as a runner, this is an important question.
Okay.
Treadmill or pavement?
I prefer pavement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a treadmill?
We do.
Yeah.
But I didn't use it here because the winters are pretty nice.
True.
So I just bought some nice gloves and like a headband, and as long as it was like not under like -5,
right,
I was still out there.
Right. Good. Okay, I love this one. Rap or opera?
Oh, rap.
Okay, yeah.
Hands down.
Yeah.
That's actually one of my favorite genres of music, so there's no...
Yeah. And I gotta tell you, I kind of knew that about you, because before I prepared for this, I didn't know who McCrae was. Yeah. But I hopped on some of his music, and I could absolutely run to that. Yeah. I think I could run a marathon too.
I love it. And you know, that's like part of my writing process is I'll write something, like almost the whole thing, and then when I'm going for a jog, like the transparency in like his lyrics just like kind of helps me focus on God. That sometimes like that's all I need to get like that last little piece to put the whole thing together. Great.
Yeah, great. Okay, just a couple more.
Yeah.
Manicure or pedicure?
Pedicure.
Okay. Sweet or salty? Stop it. Sweet or salty? Neither?
I stay away from both.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, favorite color?
Oh, blue.
Favorite sport?
Is running a sport? for it.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah. Favorite movie? Now, not something your children watch, but you.
I have no idea.
No idea.
It's been so long since I watched a movie that's for me, I don't even have any idea what I would want to watch.
Okay. Last question. Favorite princess?
I'd say Belle.
Belle. Okay. All right. Well, it's been wonderful getting to know you a little more. Thank you so much for sharing with us, and we so look forward to more of your writings.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure to be here.
Thanks. Thanks, Sarah.